Greetings, my name's Greg Moss, and in this video I'm going to show you a really powerful platform called Odoo that allow you to replace ClickFunnels with a lot more functionality and a lot more options. It's also free. Everything I'm going to show you today is using a free community source version of Odoo, and it also has a complete business application framework under it. So if you need accounting, finance, invoicing, purchasing, manufacturing, all these kinds of apps, it does that too. But we're going to get started really fast. Starting at the beginning, where we're going to create a database. I have to have a master password that only I know. I'm creating a database name. I have my email, password, and country. That's all I have to fill out to get started, and I just hit continue. Now again, I'm using the free version. I'm hosting this myself, and I have all the source for it. I'm an expert Odoo developer. I've written a book, Working with Odoo, Learn Odoo, and if you're not familiar with Odoo, you might think, well, ClickFunnels is really popular, you haven't heard of Odoo. Well, Odoo is run by more than 2 million businesses. It's very big in Europe, very big in India. It has a lot of global presence because it's an open source piece of a business application platform. It also has come a long way. Just like that, the database has been installed, and I need to log in, so I'm going to use my email address that I provided and the password that I provided. And just like that, I have brought up a list of all the different applications that I can install. And you'll notice that websites are just part of it. You have sales, accounting, inventory, manufacturing, of course, marketing, human resources, like all kinds of different categories. I'm going to install the website enterprise builder. Now, when I do that, before that installs, I'm going to jump to another tab here. I'm going to go to apps.odoo.com. You're going to want to go here, and you'll see that there's literally thousands of apps. If I go here to view all top apps, it's going to have 27,008 apps. I can click here on free, and this is just going to show me the free stuff. You can see there's over 14,000 free ones. Right here at the top, Odoo 14 Accounting free. You get this. You can just download this and have built-in accounting, profit, loss statements, balance sheets, everything. Companies like Toyota use this software. Dunkin' Donuts, Singer. There's big companies. A lot of them use this software. I can also come here, and what I wanted to show you is the themes, because this is important that you know this is available. There's lots of themes that are paid, but I can click on free themes and look here at all these different themes. You got Anulja, you got the Treehouse theme, Bistro theme. These are all free. If I click view all, I can see that there's 109 free themes. And if I click on one of these themes, like say the Bistro theme, themes in Odoo are very, very powerful in that they actually add additional functionality. So this particular theme is adding all these different color scheme options and patterns, building blocks for structure and things like that. And you can see, look at this, they have like all these sponsors and people that are actually getting these themes out for free. So I'm just going to use the default theme, this one that comes here, so I can show you all the building blocks. Even the default theme is really a nice, clean, easy to use theme. But if you're going to want to go here, if you're serious about like making cool funnels and websites and having a good platform, you can see here there's a lot of really nice themes, 6 pages of them down here, and they're free. These are just the free ones. And here's just one more nice thing before we go on. If I go here to Treehouse theme, I can see all the different color combination this theme has, but I can click download here, and just like that, it's downloaded it right here. I don't even have to like give them an email. They don't even care. And when I click on this, you'll notice this isn't just some like tied thing with like hidden source. This is the source. I can go right in here to static and look at the source. I can look at the CSS and actually come in here and see all that. I'd have to open up something to look at the CSS there, but you get the idea. All the sources right here, and you can just download it. Okay, I've installed the website builder, and I'm going to show it from a funnel perspective. First thing I want to show you is how many cool building blocks there are. So I can drop this banner out here and say, sell online easily. I can drop the cover. I'll drop a text and an image, and I'm just going down the list here. Here's one that has just numbers on it. An image text the other way. Here's one that just has like numbers different things like that. Big boxes look like that, features. And I could just keep going and going because look at how many there are down here. Some of the ones that they have, like this countdown timer. This was something that is really nice that ClickFunnels had. They didn't have this in Odoo. Now they got it in Odoo. And you can see all the features here that I can have for it, and sort of setting a due date, setting what should happen, whether or not we should redirect or show a message when it runs out. Different sizes. How you want it to be displayed, that kind of thing, colors, nice color picker. So all of this kind of stuff, you can see the actual utility here in Odoo as a website builder is very strong. So this is just us dropping stuff on like that. And one of the things I'm going to point out is how nice this is as an editor. So if I can say welcome to Odoo class, and I can say here, join Odoo Inner Circle with Greg. And notice how I'm just jumping around and typing and changing whatever I want. If I need to change colors or bold or do anything, it's all right here. If I have other things like with the height or width or any of the content stuff, it's all right here too. Or like for example, if I wanted to do 2 columns instead, I could come up here and change this to 2 columns. And it's all integrated all in one thing. It's not as much as it is in ClickFunnels jumping back and forth between things. So that's how you can make a page look like you want it. There's a lot of different options, as you can see. All this inner content for making things look really, really cool. And so you would want to experiment with that. It also does have pretty good mobile support. You'll notice, like if I come here to where we added these 2 columns, I have here under each column where I can choose whether or not to show particular content on mobile or not. And if I save and come up here at the top, so now it's actually saving everything, and you can see our page got saved. If I come up here, I can see what it's going to look like on a mobile device, and you can see where it messes up, and he'll at least get a preview of it. So you can see that there's maybe some widgets don't work well. This font doesn't look like it's going to look good on a mobile preview, so that tells me that I could probably, might want to come in here and make this font smaller. There's the different styles that you can have here if you want. So you pick from this. You can also set the font size and things like that directly right here, like that, and colors and so forth. So there's you have a lot of control over everything. I think it works really well. So if I hit save, if I want to add another page to the site, like in a traditional site, I come up here to say, so let's make a sales page. I'm going to hit page and just call it sales page, like that. And I can choose to add it to the menu or not. I'm not going to add it to the menu because I want to show how we would use it more in a funnel. So I'm going to show how you can kind of replace ClickFunnels with this platform a little bit. I'm going to go here and just bring in a title and say this is our sales page, like that. And let's see. Let's do a comparison. Yeah, I like that look. So this is a comparison. You could have these linked to specific things to add to shopping carts or other pages if you wanted. But this is like, we're going to say this is our sales page. If you wanted it to be like for a webinar or something like that, it'd be easy to come in here like for a video. This can be a video, so I just click here and double click it actually, and you'll see that you can have documents. So you could upload a document there, pictograms, pictures and stuff, or video. So you can put any kind of it says YouTube, Vimeo, Dailymotion, or Youku videos to embed a video right there. And we'll just leave the default. So basically that's you know, I've created this page and I can save. And so I want to show you the flow of how this would work. Because one of the nice things about ClickFunnels, it makes funnels real easy because you can drag and drop things like that. And that's a nice feature, but to give up so much functionality and give up, you know, a web designer that's like just so much more feature filled, I find ClickFunnels clunky, and now Odoo 14's closed that gap. That's why I'm excited about showing you this. If I come back here to our home page, see, there's no way to get to the sales page. I didn't add it to the menu. I want to create like a funnel for this. And so to do that, I'm going to edit. And let's get rid of this do something here, because this is kind of like in our way, so to speak. So we want to like actually join. We want to ask for an email, right? A typical funnel, it'd be like a free email list. So we're going to come here and go back to blocks and joining like a newsletter thing. Notice how when there's extra functionality, it even puts here that we can install that. And it says, do we want to install the newsletter app? And I'm going to go ahead and install this because this is what, you can almost call it the mailing list app. If you just want to collect an email and you want to put them on a list and send them emails and put them into that pipeline, just like it does in ClickFunnels, this is the mechanism for that. And it works pretty clean. So it'll take it a second to install that because it's actually installing some email marketing tools underneath as well to actually use it, because if you just collect the email and you don't use it with anything, you don't have anything. So I'm just going to come in here and go back to blocks and find our newsletter block. Where's our newsletter? Like this. And I can just drag it right here if I wanted. And it lets me pick what newsletter I want to attach it to, which I've just got one. And now notice that we have our nice little subscribe, just like this. Now, if I just click this, it doesn't know where to go. So I want to double click this and add a URL to redirect to. And then so I just do a / and notice it's showing the pages from our website. So we know we're on our home page. There's a contact. So it shows which pages actually have apps embedded in them, which I think is kind of cool. Our sales page doesn't, but there's our sales page. So let's say that's where we want to go. That's how we choose it. And we could make the button bigger if we wanted, or smaller, or we could change the color or style of it, that kind of thing. But I'm just going to hit save. And just like that, I'm going to hit save. And we've really just created a two-step funnel. Just like that, it's just that easy. Now, notice it says thanks here, so that's not going to work. In fact, I want to go, we'll see if this works. Because one of the tricks, I'm going to log out now, is we have to test everything. And if it thought we already had subscribed, we probably set the redirect for the thanks, not the subscription. But we're going to test it here. Hello at test the funnel step. Hit subscribe. And there you go. We just created a funnel step. And the only thing you really had to learn was what the name of the page was, or to find the page when you set the button. But what's so cool about this is if we come back and let's log back in as administrator here, and we will see when we get in here, I want you to see how this works with the data. So now when I log in, we're what I call the back end of Odoo. We have a whole discussion thing for internal notes for your company. But what we want to do is go here to email marketing and see what happened when we collected that list. So if I come here under mailing lists and choose mailing lists, you'll see that we have this newsletter here. And there's the hello test this funnel strip. So there's the email that it just collected, and we have the date it was created on. I can click on it and see here that we could even come in and set title, company name, set up tags. All we were able to collect was the email, but you can see that we can build on that with this contact if we did get extra information. And I can show you tools that'll collect more than just an email. Right now we just collected email, but that's like the simple thing that you see in ClickFunnels is collect an email, put you on an email list. Now we can come here to mailings, and create a mailing. So when I click create mailing, I could say welcome to Odoo Inner Circle. So I'm actually creating the email here that they would get. like that. And then preview text, sign up while it is still cheap. And I can say whether or not I want to pick recipients from my contacts that are internally, because they weren't added through that mailing list format, or I can pick a mailing contact, or I can pick from the mailing list, which is what we want, and I can click and select the mailing list here I want to use. Then I can pick like what I want to use. I can use plain text for my mail body, or I can use this like fancy one here. And notice that I have blocks over here that I can use, just like I did, just like I did with the website builder to build up everything. So there's all kinds of options here. Oops, I probably didn't want to do that. I don't know if they have their undo working here. They do. So I just hit undo. But notice how I can go in here and change things. And it reminds me a little bit of MailChimp, but you got a full editor here. I can hit save. I can schedule the mailing to go out at a certain time. So there's a full scheduling here to send on when I want to send it, at the exact date and time I want to send the mailing. And they have a test in here as well. I'm not going to go through that because I didn't hook up an email server and everything here, but there's a full back end for all that. So now notice I have this mailing. I can pick it up and drag it or put it in queue once everything is tested out, and you'd see it in sending and sent and so forth. All free. This is all the free version. It doesn't include some of the marketing automation things that you can get with the paid version. But what I'm going to tell you now, even if you get the paid version of Odoo, it's still going to be a lot cheaper than like the $300 version. Now, let's jump back a little bit more. Hopefully you're starting to see that, well, at least with the 1-2 step there, you've collected your email, you can put them on and send them newsletters, like right there. That's pretty slick, right? But now let's see if like how maybe you'd want to sell some items or a shopping cart or something like that. Well, that's also really easy too. So I can come here to apps, and we go back to all the apps that are available, and I can hit install Ecommerce. And now Ecommerce, their Ecommerce module in Odoo is very, very powerful. It's really designed to run, like full shopping stores. There's companies that are literally running Walmart size retail stores using Odoo's point of sale system with back-end inventory and distribution and shipping and all those kinds of things. So you're in good hands with Odoo, because there's literally, tens of thousands of developers that are working on it and building things for it. Unfortunately, with ClickFunnels, only Russell Brunson's team can actually work on ClickFunnels and actually add functionality to it and build things for it. This is an open source platform, so people are adding content all the time, as we saw here in this apps.odoo here. So I showed you the themes, but there's also a ton of apps too. So if we wanted to come over here and just say what is under website builder, what apps are there available? Oh, that's their little advertisement for that. But if I come up here and I just type in web, for example, we can just see that there'll be so many different apps available, and you can see you can make money, making apps for Odoo, and that's one of my businesses is making apps for Odoo. But if I hit free, you can see all these different free apps that are available, and you'll be able to go through and check them out. So now that I've got my e-commerce thing, let's say we want to sell flashlights. Now we could set up a simple e-commerce store and have a whole bunch of products in here. We could just say new, let's create a product, let's call it flashlight, and hit say continue, and just like that, it's going to add a page for us with the flashlight. We'd have a picture that we could have for the flashlight right here. So if I double click this, I could upload an image here. So now we have a flashlight. We can set the price here. So you change this price, it's actually changing it in the database where you have it. And so this is more of the typical what you would see type thing. And you could add it to the cart and sell it however you want. So that is a simple example. If I hit products, you'll see it in the list here. there's a published, unpublished here, just like there was with the page. So you could just keep adding as many products as you want, and this would just be basically your shop with all your products in it. Very, very typical way that you might do things. So what I can do, and what I would do a lot of times, is you can make these pages however you want them to look, and that's the beauty of Odoo with this. So if I wanted to, I can say new, or I can go here to shop, for example, bring up this flashlight page and edit, and I can actually bring in is I can drag in any building blocks I want onto the page and create like a whatever. So it's not like a traditional e-commerce store where you just have this and then you're stuck with it. Now this will let you put a whole line of stuff that you want. And because you have the this is open source and save, I could easily create a format for this page where maybe this goes to the bottom, or it hides the quantity here, and those kinds of things. It takes a little while to learn how it all fits together, but once you know how it all fits together, there's so much power to it. And I want to show you why that is. So if I hit add to cart now, I've got the review order part. I've got a process checkout. There's built-in promo codes with coupons and those kind of things. You process the checkout. Obviously, you're going to have to put all that in to get through, and it'll tell you what's empty and not empty. Again, one of the nice things is if there's anything you don't like about this, you can change it. And we'll just get a little everything in here. Next. And there's the confirm everything. And notice the pay with says wire transfer, pay now. And it'll basically just send you an email saying, send them, like when I say pay now, it's just going to give them the information from our company that we haven't filled out yet when we set all this up. But that's what it's doing now. It's actually creating things. It says we're processing your payment. All that's going to go through. And that's where it would, because we set a wire transfer, it's just going to give information. But I'm going to show you the cool part here. If we come down to apps. And actually, I have a better place to go than there to show you this. We're going to go to website. And under configuration, payment acquirers. So unlike ClickFunnels, where you're really restricted a little bit to just, PayPal and Stripe, this of course has PayPal and it has Stripe, Buckaroo, Alipay, Ingenco. A big one, Authorize.net. That's an important one for a lot of people. And these are free ones. So like I can install PayPal for free, I can install Stripe for free. Okay, if you want to use this European-wide debit credit system, that requires an upgrade and you pay. But all these other ones are free. If I go to wire transfer, you'll see here that this is where we would configure the messages and everything to have what we want in there. So I'd say bank is da-da-da-da-da, account number da-da-da-da-da, whatever we need. And you can see that would go with the page that they got presented with. But you can see that there's options here. And so if I want to use PayPal, I can just click install. That's going to install the PayPal application for integration. I use this myself with no problems. I also use Stripe as well with no problems. And so it's just as simple as that. And notice that here it is. It's ready to activate. It's disabled now. Actually, I probably should click on it. But here you'll notice that with PayPal, it's asking you for your merchant ID or PDTID token. It lets you pick what payment methods to accept with, what to display on a payment form. You can limit countries that are available. And notice here it has a payment journal. So now if I come show you the full beauty of the lead, so I'm going to click sales. So this is free. It doesn't cost anything to install these. This sales module is free. And what sales is going to let us do is we can actually see the carts and things that people have abandoned and what they've put in them, and the date, time, and all that information as well. And then we'll also see that every sale we make and everything that people buy all gets propagated to the back end. So if I come here to sales, and that's the website, notice how now it's pulled that in. We can see the order, we see the total conversion, shows how much it would be over the week. So we're getting to already see some of the data from our sales coming in there. But if I come in here, it says your cart is empty, continue shopping. I'm going to add this flashlight again. Let me add another thing. We'll just say a digital course. Oops, that's not we want to do a new product. Let's say, let's order soda pop. Continue. I just wanted to get an extra item. So you can add the items like right here through it. Let's go ahead and change the price. We don't need that kind of price. Let's make it a $3 soda. And save. Let's add that to the cart. Increase the quantity a little bit. Process the checkout. And at that point, I'm going to open this in a new window so we can go over here and see some things. Go to sales. And this time I'm going to remember to take that off. Now notice what's happened. I got this sales order 2 here. $10.35 is a quotation. And you'll notice that that's matching the $10.35 I have here. So if I return to the cart and move this up to 4 or 5 and go back to process the checkout, if I refresh this, we'll see in real time, I have to remove my filter there, the quotation changed to include the new quantities. So all these quotations, and if I click on this, we can actually bring up the quote, and we can see there's the soda pop, and there's 5 of them, and what the unit price is and what the total is and everything. And it knows because I'm logged in who this is, but if I was just an anonymous person, that would be reflected as well. You'll also notice that there's this like really cool history down here, so we can say when it was created, when the total changed, or anything that's been modified on this order. You can also log notes down here and say information just for me. Or if you wanted to send a message to the customer, you can hit send message to followers, and I can see here that the administrator, whoever purchased is a follower, and say, hey, we got your order. Like that, and hit send, and that's going to send that to them through an email. Everything as it's all configured out would be there. You'll notice that here on the back end I can go to products, and there's our flashlight and our soda product. If I click on flashlight, you'll see that we can configure this with all sorts of things. We have alternative products, which are good for upsells that we would get into later. I'm probably going to cut this video off in a little bit because I think I've kind of shown a lot of the important things about how this works. The one thing I would show that I think is important for you to know is that you can actually set up multiple websites all within this same configuration, almost like the multiple funnels in ClickFunnels. New, and say, so this could be our flashlight website. And we could have flashlight.odoo inner circle or whatever we wanted it to be. And we would then hook this up, and we can pick our theme just like we did for a different website. And just like that, we've added a second website to our front end, so we can have multiple websites, but they can all use the same products. And they can post to the same journals, or they can post to different journals, and you get a lot of flexibility on which websites can post to what. And of course, you don't have to have every website have the same products. That's the whole point, because we got this whole blank thing right here. If I go to shop, you'll see that it's empty here, and we could add whatever we wanted to it. So so it's exciting to see how you can and you can switch between the websites here. You can have different websites. You can have you can create your funnels. The only thing it's not really letting you do is the drag and drop thing. I did want to point out one more widget that I think would be important for collecting information for you, and that's the one down here, form. So if I drag this form on here, if you want to collect more than email, this is where you can do that, and you can add in your own custom fields here and decide what's required and not required. So if you decide that you don't want the question required, you just want them to be able to put in a subject, you could come here and turn off required. Or you can pick whether certain options are required on mobile or not. But you get all this flexibility of picking like what kind of field that you want. So look at all these different fields. And you can actually use existing fields that'll write into the model, or you can include on your email. In addition, you can create customers from these actions, or if you install CRM, you can create opportunities. So there's a lot of flexibility here in these forms. And notice the one important thing for your funnel stuff, guys, is on success redirect. So you could show a message, you could show nothing. The other thing, there's one more. I'm trying to show you everything that ClickFunnels does, and kind of how you do the same thing, because right now I don't really know there's a gap. There's just some usability difference. But you can do the same thing in Odoo that you do in ClickFunnels, and the one of them is the pop-up. So now we have a pop-up here that we can drag on, and there's just like you would have in Odoo, this pop-up, and a lot of the same kinds of things where you can position where it's at, whether it has a backdrop, whether it has a close button or not, the delay, or whether it shows on exit or not. So those are the key things for funnels as to whether you want that or not. So this is going to have a 5-second delay, and then how long to hide it for. You can also show it on all pages, which I like. I don't know if that option's available in ClickFunnels or not, where you can show it like on all steps of a funnel all at once. But you can see then also you have a lot of things with, like, you can change the image background, the positions, the color, and the columns here. So if you wanted, you could do a lot to customize this. And so I just wanted to show you that option's available as well, the pop-ups and the countdown timers and the newsletter submission and the form submission. So I personally like using Odoo. I'm going to be taking a lot of things out of ClickFunnels in Odoo. That said, I don't want you to come away with this thinking that I'm a ClickFunnels hater. Actually, I still would say if you're brand new, you've never built websites before, you're making your first sales funnels, use ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels is valuable for the training alone, and because the training integrates with ClickFunnels, then you're going to have a lot of success with that, I think, as a newbie, as you just get started. Now, if you're pushing the limits of ClickFunnels, if you feel like it's constraining you, if you have a business you're trying to hook it into, if you're looking for more as a website builder, a real full-featured kind of business application platform, Odoo's great. I really hope that you might consider checking me out if you want to move over to Odoo and maybe get some consulting on those things. So thanks for watching. I didn't expect it to be this long, but there was kind of a lot to show. Please subscribe, please like, and leave some comments down below. Let me know why you might not want to move from ClickFunnels, or why you would think Odoo looks like it's either too complicated or too confusing. I would genuinely welcome your feedback. Thanks for watching.